My agent at the time said, hey dude, Snoop's gonna go with him and you're gonna get left out in the cold as the director too, so you should go with it. So I called Snoop up in a panic. I said, I don't know what to do. And he's like, well, are you gonna be on this call coming up? I'm like, what call? And he's like, yeah, we're doing a call in like 30 minutes. He's like, I'm gonna text you the number, dial in and don't say anything.
Do you think that if the original script for Grace Point was made, it would have been a $25 million movie?
Well, it was definitely going to be more than the movie we made, which was $500,000, or maybe inching up towards 600. It was just much bigger film, and I think sometimes you've got to reverse engineer things. And with that film, I wanted to get the movie made at the end of the day. So a lot of times scripts are written. When I write scripts, I try to say like, I try to write it as I would direct it, and I would have to get the money raised. So I try to think about that and think about how would I get the money for this, and can this be made for a certain price point? Because if you can make it for a certain price point, you have a much better chance of making it. And people will reach out to me that want to make documentaries or sports documentaries, and like, I want to do something on LeBron. I have an idea. It's like, well, do you know LeBron? Well, no. Or they want me to introduce them. And I always say it's much better to look to your circle for a subject. If you're looking to do a documentary, somebody you already know, or somebody else that knows them, and there's interesting people there. So at the end of the day, you want to make something. Hopefully you make it and it's good. And I just wanted to make a scripted film. And I think I love the thriller genre. It's one of my favorite genres is thriller, but I also love coming of age. And I like things that combine genres. The Sixth Sense would be an example for me, because horror, but also the main character goes on this journey, a character arc, and there's the relationship between the kid and the therapist played by Bruce Willis. So I wanted to do something similar. So there were some enhancements to some of the relationships there and whatnot. So I don't know. All I know was I don't think the film would have gotten made. That at the end of the day, you got to be willing sometimes to make your own opportunities, and nobody's gonna live your dream for you. And if you want to do it, you've got to try to figure it out yourself. Whatever you want to do. If you want to be a writer, writers write. And you got to figure out somebody then that's going to, if you're a screenwriter, for instance, people don't buy scripts and just read them for pleasure. The whole point of a screenplay is it gets made into something, right? It would be, I've read some great scripts, but if you think about it, there's just not many famous scripts like there are books, like a novel or something. So you want to get it made. So if you're a screenwriter, maybe you have to then take the steps to get somebody to make your movie. Maybe that means when you're writing something, you should write something, hey, maybe it's a 2-person film, or it's something that's more doable. Maybe that's not your end game for life, but just to get going. If you're a cinematographer, you really want to be a cinematographer, but maybe you don't have the money for a camera. Maybe just be an apprentice to somebody. See if you can work with them. You shoot things on your phone, but get those reps in, get that experience in, and you got to do it yourself. So with Grace Point, it wasn't happening. And by the way, it wasn't happening for me to make a scripted film. Nobody was coming to me with offers to direct something. I would do scripted recreations in my documentary work. Sometimes, if I'm being honest, sometimes maybe even at the detriment to the documentary, because I was so in love with scripted. There's some things I would have done differently. But in one of the shows I did, it was called The Trials of Superman. It was a part of the Secret History of Comic Books. And it was about the creators of Superman, Siegel and Schuster, and they sold the rights to Superman for $130 in like 1939. And they spent their whole life trying to get the credit back. They also got the credit taken from them. So we filmed this. It was all recreations and interviews with historians and whatnot, because there's no footage of these people. And I filmed with my DP I really fought hard for him. We filmed over 8 days in Vancouver, and we used the whole crew of the Flash CW series. And it went great. It went really well. But one of the themes were that, hey, well, you guys are really buttoned up and made our days. I didn't go over budget, wasn't running around, had fun, enjoyed working with the actors. One of the actors on that I see all the time in commercials and whatnot. But that really gave me the strong belief that I could do this. I could make a movie. But nobody was saying, hey man, let me give you a couple $1,000,000 or I got a script. I just keep getting offers for the things I've already done, which I'm grateful for. I am grateful for that. But if you want to grow and do other things, you're going to have to make that opportunity yourself. When I left NASCAR, there was a question, well, can you do things other than NASCAR? I'm not even a fan of NASCAR. Can you do other sports? I had to fight show. I could do, yeah, I can do basketball. And I worked originally at the NFL. I can do football and all that. Then after sports, I was like, well, can you do non-sports? Oh my gosh, stories are stories, yes. And so then I had to prove that I could do a documentary. I did one for History Channel called Secrets in the Sky. I did some other things that weren't sports. I did a series called 1989, some different things. Then it was, well, you can do a one-off, but can you do a series, a whole series? I battled that with Coach Snoop. This is just showing how no matter you've achieved some success maybe in your mind, there's still somebody that's going to tell you can't do something and you're not good. So I did Coach Snoop. It was a series that aired on AOL when AOL was a thing. And then season 2 got picked up by Netflix. But Netflix wanted to have a production company do the series that they were comfortable with, they worked with before. And the previous season was done through my company. And I wanted to not just be the director, but also control the process of how we're making the sausage here. And my agent at the time said, hey, dude, Snoop's going to go with him, and you're going to get left out in the cold as the director, too, so you should go with it. So I called Snoop up in a panic. I said, I don't know what to do. And he's like, well, are you going to be on this call coming up? I'm like, what call? And he's like, yeah, we're doing a call in 30 minutes. He's like, I'm going to text you the number, dial in and don't say anything. So I dial in, and these people are talking on the call. It's a done deal. They're talking about what they're going to shoot. I'm not even invited on this. I created the series with Snoop Dogg. I wasn't even invited on the call. And so I'm almost seething on the other line. And finally someone goes, hey, is Snoop on the call? Is Snoop on the call? He's like, yeah, I'm here. And they're like, what do you think, Snoop? What do you think? And he said, yeah, everything you said is good. He said, but I don't make a move without my partner, Rory Karpf. He pronounced the hard P in my name. He said, so you MFers better get your MF in bleep, beep, 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 because I'm not doing anything without Rory. And click, hung up. And I'll always be indebted to him to do that. My agent at the time was like, wow, man, I can't believe he did that. That was crazy. And I was like, yeah, because he was in my corner. Then I got to, they didn't go with that company. I got to at least be a co-production, which was good. And yeah, so that was another time. Oh, can you do this? Writing was another one. I was on a series for Shack Life, and I wrote narration for it. I was really excited, and like, wow, we gotta. No, you're not the writer. You're the showrunner, and everybody has a role. We need a writer, and I'm like, I've written all my stuff. I wrote the stuff that you've liked in the rough cut. That's me. That's my VO. And no, you can't do more than one thing. And so it's always this uphill climb. So when it comes to scripted, I'm not getting any younger over here. And so I was like, there's not any oh man, check out this new 65-year-old director on the scene. Man, this young up-and-comer, he's great. I mean, I got to get going here. I'm in my mid-40s and I'm raring to go. So I was going to make it happen. And I was just determined to make it happen. And yeah, I've had people are going to doubt you. If there's one thing I was going to say is you just have to keep going. That's probably the most important piece of advice. Just keep going, keep moving forward. Even my distributor of the film, they didn't want to have a premiere. They said a premiere. I pushed for them. No, we're doing a premiere. I don't care if I have to put up the money. take it out of the money the film makes. We're doing this premiere because I knew it would be a great event. I knew in my heart that we would have it. So, yeah, I think hopefully that answered the question.
It does. It had me thinking for a second, and I don't mean this in a bad way.
Yeah.
Do you think that having a chip on your shoulder, which I would say about myself, and I see it in other people sometimes, is actually a healthy thing because it keeps you going when people doubt you and you face these different challenges?
For some people, it's good. For some people, that's motivating to, oh, they're doubting me. I'm going to show them. I'd rather people believe in me, personally. I don't find it that motivating. I had a fight in a cage. I wanted to have a fight, right? So I fought, and Dana White was there, and he was yelling, throw in the towel, throw in the towel. Like, he doubted me. And did that motivate me? I don't know, not probably. I mean, I think you have to find self-motivation. Some people really have that, like, oh, I'll show you. Your parents don't believe in you, maybe, or your spouse. That's it. When you talk about, I've said you want to surround yourself with a good team. Same with your partner. Your partner that's going to take this journey with you, your romantic partner, husband, wife, whatever. They have to believe in you. And it can't be one of these things, well, you tried already, or you've been doing this for 5 years. It's funny, in movies, like actual movies, that's always the hater in the film. That's the character. That's our hero is the one that he's going to risk it all and you never see like, oh, maybe it doesn't pan out for that person. So they try again, they try again, they try again. I mean, we love to support underdogs and believers. So to me, anybody who takes a crack at making it in movies is somebody I want to root for and believe in. And here's another thing too, is, you don't ever know who's gonna make it run. So treat everybody well, is my feeling. I got a good story for you. It ties back into Grace Point. So I was doing a show, it's called the Elite 11. It was about the Elite 11 quarterbacks in high school. It was a sports show for ESPN. And this guy, Trent Dilfer, he was a quarterback in the NFL, he ran it. So I'm there, we're filming, and he says, hey, my daughter's boyfriend does music. He's 16. Can I give him your number? He's going to send you some music to use in the show. Well, instinctually, I'm thinking, like, this is just what I need. A 16-year-old sending me their music? Awful. But I mean, what am I going to say to the guy? So, but I tried to check myself. Even then, I was like, well, I'll listen to it. No, if I don't like it, takes 30 seconds to press play on something. So try to keep an open mind. So I get this music sent to me, and it's really good. Mm-hmm. It's like really professionally done orchestral music that he did all on the computer. So I was like, wow, man, this is really good. Like, what other stuff do you have? And then he sent me some other stuff, and I used it in the show. He was in high school.
Oh, wow.
So then I was like, hey, I really like the way you did this one track. I said, what if you had time? Do you want to try doing the open for Snoop and Son? And I was like, I needed like this bass kick, and then we worked on it, and he did it, knocked it out of the park. Great job, Snoop and Son. So now he's going to college. He was on a baseball scholarship. He's going to Baylor University. I mean, this guy, when he would submit his invoices, it had to like come from his parents. It was like working with like a child actor or something. I had to talk to his mom and make sure, she wanted to just ensure that this was on the up and up. I'm a real person. This is all legit. So he's in college, this guy, and I hired him to do a whole series for Fox. It's called The Evolution of Punk. Do all the music. And he's working on it. And it's months go by, and he calls me up and say, hey, I just need to let you know, man, I'm flunking out of school because I'm working on this. It's like a full-time job. I'm on the baseball team as a pitcher. He said, I think this has to be the last thing I do for you. And I was like, okay, no problem, I understand. A couple years later, he asked me to write a letter for him for USC Film School. Oh, nice. He went to film school. Then a couple years later after that, when I'm making Grace Point, I give him a call. It's like, what's up, man? What are you up to? He's like, oh man, doing good. He's like working with these big time composers now. So I tell him I'm working on this movie. What do you think? Blah, blah, blah. He said, I'm in. I'm totally in. And he pretty much worked for free on the film and said, nah, man, I owe you my career. His name's Theron Kay, very talented guy. So I wouldn't have the music for my scripted film if I hadn't taken a chance on a 16-year-old because they were dating the daughter of a football coach. So you never know in life how those things are gonna, people say it's a cliche, you meet the same people on the way up as you do on the way down, and 100% I've learned. Today's PA is tomorrow's executive, so treat that PA well, and I believe everyone deserves respect, everyone.